Welcome to Technical Difficulties and Recovering Addicts. I am your host, LT, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
You guys would have never known.
Oh my goodness, you should have seen what just happened right there. That was insanity.
I'm Felice, and I'm married to an alcoholic addict.
This is actually the second time we've started this show. We just weren't live the first time. We thought we were.
Deja vu.
But here we are again, trying it again.
Can you guys see us? Are we live this time?
I hope so. My goodness, I hope we're not just talking to the screen. Well, technically we are, but there's people out there watching us, I believe, and yes, I screwed everything up. We are all having all kinds of feedback there a second ago. But what I was getting at, you guys don't know this, but I was getting there. I was getting somewhere about COVID-19 isolation and true problems, man. People are going through a battle right now. So, yeah, man, if you're struggling, make sure you're working your program and make sure you have a community. Just because they want us to physically distance from each other, in this day and age, social distancing is not a thing. There is so much technology out there that you can be a part of some community somewhere to get the support and help that you need. So please reach out. And just like your program, just like your inpatient programs, and just like anything else in life, it's up to you how far and committed you are going to be into it. Like our Discord. We promote this Discord because it is a 24-hour live chat that follows the sun. When the Aussies are awake, we're asleep, vice versa. People in the UK, there's always somebody available that wants to help because guess what? They're just like us and they know the struggle. And so some of you guys can just watch in the background, read the comments and stuff, and that's fine. But some people that are actually jumping in and actually involved and talking and communicating are really reaping the rewards of what is growing right here. Like I said, we are a bridge to a community that's here to support recovering alcoholics and addicts, especially in times like this. This 8 o'clock live show, this is just where we come and we get education. We go through books, we go through relapse prevention, we talk about my struggles, and we talk about my experience with some of the things. But the foundation of this is relapse prevention and a bridge to a community that is greater than us, way better than us. And so if you know people that are struggling, invite them to our Discord. Invite them in and bring them in, because we can't go locally. I mean, even the local ones that are open are just not like they were. I mean, very few people are showing up. The commitment level's way down. We've read articles. Felice and I were on the news about it. Relapse is through the roof. It's the epidemic that was before the pandemic that is still an underlying problem. It's probably bigger than COVID is right now anyway. If you look at relapse and deaths due to overdose, my goodness, it is serious. And I just want you guys to know that there is help. It's up to you how far you want to go into it. And if you have this thing, I don't know how to use computer, I don't know how to use technology, Facebook stuff, Discord, I don't know none of that stuff. Well, guess what? You didn't know how to drive a car one day and you learned how to drive a car. You can learn how to freaking use some technology to get yourself involved. Your recovery is top priority in your life. You have to take care of yourself. Like Sherry said yesterday, this is time to be selfish. This is when you work on yourself. You got to take care of yourself or you're going to crumble and fall, and there's no way you're going to be able to take care of anything else around you if you are in desire, in desperate need, and despair is what I meant to say. So anyway, that's my soapbox here for the beginning.
Love it.
Yeah, we're going to go through our 24-hour just like we always do. We're going to jump into our content. We're going to talk about intimacy and the difference between intimacy and intensity. Intensity is mistaken for intensity by addicts quite often. And so we're going to kind of just break down what the heck is intimacy anyway then, it's obviously an emotion of some sort. And then towards the end of the stream, we go through NAs just for today. And then we close with a serenity prayer. That's what you can expect here. Education on relapse. And if you are brand new to recovery, you're high and drunk right now, but you think you have a problem, we're here to support you. If you have years under your belt and you've just relapsed, we're here to support you. If you got years under your belt and you're just looking for a little more education and want to be a part of a community to give back, we're here to help that too, because we love people with lots of sobriety who come and join in and give us a different spin on recovery from their perspective. Everybody's recovery is different. Your recovery is your own. And we love to glean and learn. We recover better together. We're a community of people who need to get clean, and we're a community of people that have been clean for years and everything in between. And that's what's going to help us stay clean through this. Where this is over, if it's ever over, we can wear t-shirts that say it's survived COVID-19 sober.
T-shirts are in the work.
So I asked you guys earlier in the Discord, just a few of you, how's the audio? I did a little click on a little thing. Is it different? Is it echoey? Is it loud? Is it quiet? There's Christine from Harvesting Hope Recovery.
Harvesting Hope in the
Yeah.
house.
All right, I'm going to jump off that soapbox. But you got help and you got support here. You learned how to drive. Figure out the computer. Do it.
Yep, and if you can't figure it out, I'm sure you got kids that'll help you. I know mine do. And my hubby. Are we saying hi to everybody?
Yeah, go what's up.
Y'all can see our backyard, I noticed. Windows wide open.
Oh, look at that.
I was like, what is that? All right, Raylene, always good to see you. Doing good tonight. John, did you answer us? How's our audio?
You
Mark
gotta go way down
says
there to figure that
audio
out.
is okay. Blish says it sounds great.
Awesome. Still
Zapper
probably
says
not as
low.
good as John. A little low?
John says it's good.
Okay. John's my tech guy.
Mom
I'm gonna
Kenny
go with
says
what
good.
John says.
And Ashley, hello.
Oh, you shot me an email. That's what I was headed at.
Always wonderful to see you. Let's see, who else we got? I think I skipped some. Sky's in the house. Always lovely to see you, Sky. Polly Pinch.
What's up, brother?
Hey, man. When are you going to come and move into our trailer? I heard something about that the other day.
$1,000 a month.
Yes. I can quit my job, too. And we have, who else is here? I see a lot of the same names. Cherie. Oh, I love you, Cherie. We watched your recovery thing today. I saw your sweet tap dancing moves. It was pretty awesome. Hi, Mr. Teeter. I think LT's loving his first day on the job. Good evening, Marilyn. Murd, love ya. Hello, my Reina. Hello, hello, hello. And Miss Creepy Crat Naomi. Hello, Jen R. Courtney Martin. Are you new? No.
Is that Facebook or YouTube?
I'm just scrolling through YouTube because you stole my mouse.
You have an email.
You were looking at your email.
Yeah.
I went the old-fashioned way.
I jacked it. I hijacked it.
And the other Naomi is here. COVID thing is a battle, so we find things to keep us busy. Very, very true. I suppose I can take over the mouse again and scroll back up. Let's see.
Yeah, man, it's serious out there, y'all. And if you ain't working your program, what does it mean to work your program? What does that mean when you're down in the dumps and somebody says, "Are you working a program?" What does that mean?
Teresa, hello. Who's my Facebook user? Just says yes.
Sweet.
Marcus,
Sweet.
hi.
What's up, Marcus,
Hello.
brother? How you doing?
Anchored Hearts and
Thank you.
Sawyer House. Brandon, hey. He's going to be on our channel, isn't he?
Brandon Young?
Brandon B. Brandon B. Young.
Put him up. Put him up. Oh, you
said we
can't
see
see him.
him.
He's on Facebook.
He's on Facebook.
He's on the Facebook side of things. But yes, we have a special guest speaker coming Friday. His name's Brandon Young. I'm excited. Me and him did a little bit of work together right as his channel was a baby brand new. And I think him and I are be able to grow in the future. I'm looking forward to it. So he's going to come and tell us all about himself on Friday.
And a special congratulations to Teresa.
30 days
sober.
sober.
For you.
What?
Woo!
This is for you. Days. Woo! Congratulations. Keep coming back.
Yep. Had a girl,
Wow.
Teresa. We're proud of you.
Love it.
Proud. And Mark, always lovely. Always lovely. Mark was making fun of me earlier about the buttons, and I didn't even mess it up this time.
Not yet.
I didn't mess it up this time yet. Good call.
No way. You're incredible.
You are incredible.
That's true. We do recover better together. It's the only way to do it, man. If you're trying to do it alone, guess what? You're stuck with yourself. And who has been stuck with themselves in the past? And you know how that goes, right? Heck yeah. Thank you, John, for the reminder. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already.
Go back.
This is really slow at doing comments.
No, you keep messing them up. I'm trying to get everybody. I gotta get Derek and Bob.
Derek and Bob.
And Christine. And Kyle. Hello. Good vibes from Raina. We got Carmen from...
What's up, Carmen? How you doing? Yeah, she's
Where are you at? No,
shout out to my love, Marcus.
Are you still in Sawyer House or Anchored Hearts, or are you out now?
Nene. What's up, Nene? How you doing, Nene?
Well, now that there's two Naomi's in the house.
Right on. We'll call you Nene.
Hey, Jamie. Lovely, lovely. Adrian, glad you're here.
Currently working on relapse recovery plans. So far, it's coming along okay. Awesome. And if you want, I'll go over it with you because that is one of the best things to do. I know you probably have people that'll do that for you, but what we did in my group is we wrote our relapse prevention plan down and then we said it out loud. You guys are probably going to do the same thing. And then people will be like, hey, what about this? Hey, you missed that. What are you thinking about this? And you may, maybe have some more things to add.
You are welcome, Teresa.
Teresa.
Congratulations. That was amazing. Hey, Todd.
Going on, Todd. Finally some good news today. Going to give myself a break tonight and not beat myself and put down the shovel. Nice.
Yeah, put the shovel down.
Right on.
Which is a good plug for Amber.
That's a good plug for Amber.
Go
we
visit.
Love Amber.
Put the shovel down from Amber. See, that didn't take forever. I got them all. Got everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't, I do
a little
apologize.
hyped up right now.
You are welcome, Teresa.
Mom's 98. Wow. Nice. Happy birthday to your mom. Quality of life. Good job, Todd. I like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying hi, Todd.
Hey, Andrew. I missed Andrew.
Congratulations on 30 days. That's a fact. All right, let's get into our AA thought of the day. July 7th. I noticed yesterday I said July 26th, and it was the 6th. All right, so we have become hopelessly sick people. Anybody going to doubt that? Hopelessly sick people, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. The power that controlled us was greater than ourselves. Many drinkers have said, I hadn't gone that far. I hadn't lost my job on account of drink. I still had my family. I managed to keep out of jail. True. I took too much sometimes, and I guess I managed to make quite an ass of myself when I did, but I still thought I could control my drinking. I didn't really believe that I was an alcoholic. Here's our question of the day. If I was one of these, have I fully changed my mind? If you were the type of drinker that did drink too much sometimes, did make an ass out of yourself one time, but you kept your job, you didn't go to jail, you still got a good family, but you didn't believe you were an alcoholic, if you were that, have you fully changed your mind? That's the question of our AA thought of the day. And our meditation is, painful as the present time may be, you will one day see the reason for it. You will see that it was not only testing, but also a preparation for the life work which you are to do. Have faith that your prayers and aspirations will someday be answered in a way that perhaps seems painful to you, but is the only right way. Selfishness and pride often make us want things that are not good for us. They need to be burned out of our natures. We must be rid of the blocks which are holding us back before we can accept our prayers to be answered. And so here's our prayer. I pray that I may be willing to go through a time of testing. I pray that I may trust God for the outcome.
Ooh,
Amen.
yes. Trust God for the outcome.
Love it.
I know how that
To work
feels.
my program, to me, means to read my GFT, get humble and pray, not just when things are going good, but when things are going bad, and stay spiritually and keep recovery in my life. Yeah, you got to keep recovery at the forefront of your life, and when it starts to slip away and you find yourself in your character defects and they're overwhelming to you, something's wrong. You need to do a check. You need to call somebody, reach out, get involved.
Yep. All right. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Carmen. Still in Sawyer House. Tell everybody we said hi. Love you guys. Naomi, you must be the one that's out. One of you is. Polly is in need of some prayer.
I'm going to need some prayers. Just please pray for me. Okay, brother? I want to see a priest tomorrow, but the churches are shut down. I want to do a confession, but the holy water on myself.
The water.
You know you're in our prayers, Polly. And there's also in that Discord, there's that 2 channels that say support, and there's the channel that say prayer requests. Throw it in there too.
That's not a fly. This is a fly. They're everywhere. They're driving me absolutely bonkers. Polly got into a yelling match with the guy at the Wawa for not wearing a mask. Yeah, it got kind of loud between us. Curse words were exchanged between us. Not good.
The whole nation right now, man, tensions are high. People are hurting. People are uneasy. Nobody knows what to do.
Different opinions.
Which is a blessing for us addicts, especially if you've been working a program and you've got your feet in recovery a little bit and you've learned some of these tools, right? Just for today, take it easy, one day at a time. Acceptance is another one, right? False pride, self-importance. You know, a lot of people not wearing masks going out could be a self-importance thing. You know, masks, even though if you want to get down to the scientific nitty-gritty of the pore size of the mask is, 100 microns and the actual virus is 0.01 micron or whatever. The fact of the matter is it definitely relieves anxiety for people. It does stop you from slobbering on things,
Breathe responsibly.
Yeah, look for the good things.
Yeah, they're like little Elmer Fudd bugs.
Oh no, where's my thing?
The door got left open and now they're everywhere.
Must have left it in my car.
What is it?
Oh well.
Oh no. Oh, too fast.
You've got a lot on your mind, Polly. Just remember to breathe. One thing has happened you can't take back. You can always learn from it, though. Amen.
There it is.
Good advice.
Yep.
Good advice.
Please send him ASAP.
Whoa. Do you know Daniel's son?
Was he trained by Mr. Miyagi? I'm sorry. Do not mind me. I wish I could read it in Polly's voice.
No, that's why you're here, brother. That's exactly why you're here, is to get it out. Remember what we talked about yesterday? When I go through this book, and I've read it before, and I still read it a lot. Verbalization. Start talking to people who are not going to accuse, criticize, or minimize. You need to talk about what you are experiencing. It will help you look at your situation more realistically. It will help you bring internal symptoms to your conscious awareness, and it will give you support when you need others to rely on. And vent it out. Ventilization. Express as much as you can about what you're thinking and feeling, even if it seems irrational or unfounded.
Yes, Polly, your feelings matter.
Speak it up, brother. You matter.
And it's okay to cry. Rita says, I've been horribly depressed today. As bad as I'm feeling, I still feel better than if I'm using. That's a good way to look at it.
Bad day in recovery is better than a good day in active addiction.
Hey, Diana's here. That's this Facebook user.
Oh, what's up, Diana? How you doing, sister?
Hey, sister.
All right, so let's get into our topic today. Intensity mistaken for intimacy. And so that got me to thinking about intimacy, and this has a lot to do with us drug addicts, our selfish give me now attitude, right? Intimacy. So when you guys think of intimacy, when y'all out there thinking intimacy, it always goes to love or sexuality, right? Because that's what intimacy ultimately is in some cases. What is intimacy to you, and how do you get intimacy? Is it something you can have right now, or is it something that takes a while to build? Because us drug addicts, remember what we talked about yesterday, we love our drugs and alcohol because they're always predictable, they're always reliable, it'll be there tomorrow, I can always rely on it to change my mood, I don't have to rely on anything else to happen around me, I can go to it. And that is a mistaken intimacy for something, right? Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk about intimacy mistaken for intimacy. Intensity mistaken for intimacy, sorry. So I read this article on Psych Central. It's called The What and How of True Intimacy.
There you go.
Wow.
Thank you, John.
Close familiarity with friendship closeness, Oxford.
Here you go. That's intensity.
The measurable amount of properties such as force, brightness, and magnetic field. Ah, very good.
There's your guys' English for today.
Thank you, John. Good job, Teeter. I saw some of those pictures. You were very motivated. So you can look into your character assets today and check off, I did good being motivated, no procrastination, and laziness was out the window. Good on you. That means you're on the road to recovery. Now look at the other things and see where you were and kind of balance yourself out and see where you're at on the road to recovery relapse. But from our conversation, sounds to me like you're on the road to recovery, and I'm proud of that. It's very good.
Aw, that's cute, Mark. So sweet.
I can see that. Absolutely.
Diana said she's great and she misses us, guys.
Aw, thanks,
We
sister.
miss you,
I just saw
too.
you. So intimacy, people often confuse it with sex, right? But people can be sexual without being intimate. One night stands, friends with benefits, or sex without love are examples of purely physical acts with no intimacy involved. They are what they are, but they don't foster warmth, closeness, or trust, right? That's acting out. We learned that acting out is something we do in our behavior that stimulates our addict inside. Intimacy means deeply knowing another person and feeling deeply known. And that doesn't happen in conversation in a bar during a lovely day at the beach or even at times during sex. It doesn't happen in the first weeks or months of a new and exciting relationship. It doesn't develop when one person nurtures a relationship more than the other one. No, intimacy, like fine wine, takes time to deepen and mellow. It takes gentle handling and patience by all involved. It takes the willingness to make mistakes and to forgive them in the name of learning. Intimacy doesn't happen overnight. What do us addicts want? We want it to happen right now, right? And I notice that with myself a lot. And that's one thing that I've been trying in this self-mastery, which is recovery. Recovery is mastering mind and body. If there's an answer I need right away, right? If there's a question that I need answered, I have this feeling of I need this answer now. Come on, why haven't I gotten a text back? What the heck's going on? And I'm trying to control that through my patience, and so it's working. And I'm working my program to do that and learning the tools that I did. So intimacy is what most people long for. A lot of people long for this deep, intimate connection, somebody they can love and trust, but not everybody finds it. Or rather, makes. You can't find intimacy. You have to make it. It's something you have to work for. Why? Because intimacy, true closeness with another human being, can also be scary. That's another thing it can be. Getting to the intimate core of a relationship requires that both people work through their fear by visiting and revisiting these areas. Intimacy matures and mellows over time. So intimacy takes a while. And here's some stuff that involves with intimacy is knowing. A truly intimate relationship lets both people know on the deepest level who each other truly are. That can be scary, to not only reveal your darkest secrets or whatever, but then to trust somebody to listen to them, to give yourself in a trusting way that person will still care and love for you. Acceptance. Neither person feels the need to change the other or change themselves in fundamental ways. And he says, yes, minor changes always occur when people accommodate each other to live together. Yeah, you got minor changes, but neither member of the couple thinks to himself or herself, well, with time, I'll get him or her to change who they are. Intimacy is not going to want you to change who you are. Intimacy is going to love you as you are. Willingness, open-mindedness, and honesty. Amen, Naomi.
John calls it merctimacy.
Merctimacy. I love it. So appreciation of differences, both understand that they don't need to be entirely the same, right? You got safety. True intimacy happens when both people feel safe enough to be vulnerable, and compassionate problem solving. I like this one. Elephants don't come to stay in the middle of the room. What he's saying, if there's a big issue, you don't just leave that sucker in the middle of the room. Issues are confronted by both people who love, compassion, and willingness to engage with whatever problems have come up. The two work to be on the same team, solving a problem, rather than on different teams competing with each other. Intimacy, it's a coming together, it's a closeness. You dig?
I can dig it.
I'm going to let Fleece answer some questions real quick. I get here to grab me a cup of tea.
I suffer a lot with the subject. I gave up on relationships, I guess. Well, for now, maybe, Bob. Maybe somebody will come along. They'll be your best friend. Not a lot to talk about today, I guess. For intimacy, compassion. I love it. Everybody's too felicity. Life on life terms. That is correct. I like that, Derek.
So the reason I really wanted to get into what is intimacy, because I wanted to point out the fact that it's something that takes time. It's something that doesn't happen overnight. It's something you have to work for. It's something not easily gained by people, right? Intimacy, just like our recovery, takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. We're going through a book right now called Addictive Personalities by Craig Nacken. We've gone through 3 other books, Staying Sober, Joe McHugh's The Steps We Took, and Addictive Thinking. And now we are on Addictive Personality. Tonight we are going to finish part 1, and this is where the reason I wanted to get into like what is intimacy is to point out the fact that it does take time. So emotionally, addicts get intensity and intimacy mixed up. Acting out is a very intense experience for addicts because it involves going against themselves. For the compulsive eater, buying a bag of groceries, eating most of the contents, and then making themselves throw up is a very intense experience. For sex addicts, entering a pornographic bookstores and knowing that they'll not leave before having sex with a complete stranger and knowing there's a chance they could be arrested is a very intense experience. For gambling addicts, watching a football game and knowing the team they have picked must win by 6 points so they can make a past due house payment is a very intense experience. And it creates that trance we talked about a few episodes ago. So during the trance created by acting out, addicts may feel very excited, very shameful, and very scared. Whatever they are feeling, they feel it intensely. Addicts feel very connected to the moment because of the intensity. Intensity, however, is not intimacy. You dig? Though addicts repeatedly get them mixed up, the addict has an intense experience and believes that it is a moment of intimacy. So we go to our drugs, we go to our habit and our addiction, and we get our pipe and we're smoking it and we're looking at it and we're having fun with our little bag, or we're rolling our back in the day we used to get all the seeds and stems out of the weed, or we got our bottle and we've got our stuff set up so that we can have our night of drinking. All of that creates an intense emotion inside of us, which we are mistaking for intimacy. It's a part of the illusion of addiction. Though addicts repeatedly get them mixed up, the addict has an intense experience and believes it to be a moment of intimacy. For example, an alcoholic sees his relationship with his drinking buddies. Check this out. And tell me if you've experienced this as an alcoholic or even a drug addict, that for a matter. Because I've experienced it on both the meth and the alcohol side. It says, for example, an alcoholic sees his relationships with his drinking buddies as very deep and personal. But they slip away when the event of drinking doesn't occur. And unless that crowd or that group of people is together using drugs, or if that crowd is connected only while drinking and nothing else other than that, how can it be intimate? You're not even getting to really know the real you. You may say some embarrassing things about yourself, but it's more led by the alcohol and the debauchery that follows, and maybe even anger. I remember me and my buddies, we used to get to the point, we're still friends from a distance, kind of still, but we thought we were intimate besties, the one I told you we did our hand burns and stuff. But when we got, to our later 20s, anytime we drank, by the end of the night, we were all fist fighting each other almost every time. And even still, like we took breaks from each other for years and years, like decades of years, like probably 12 years or so.
Last one was so funny.
Went over to the house, me and him drank. It's like we picked up where we didn't even leave off.
But they're old now.
But now we're old and can't fight.
My knees.
And yeah, we're trying to beat each other up. And I got bad knees. I'm like, I got bad knees. Get over here.
I got bad knees.
And that was the last time I drank with my one buddy. We've talked since then, but
Oh my gosh.
that was our last drinking experience, but 2 years ago.
Old man fight. I got bad knees. Thanks, Misha. I have a fan.
Oh,
I'm a fangirl.
There's a fangirl right there.
You guys do not understand these bugs creep me out. They fall from the ceiling.
So Craig Nacken says that he's learned a lot about the difference between intensity and intimacy from his 15-year-old niece, who is at an age where intensity and intimacy is often confused. She believes that she is totally in love with a boy in her class and is sure that they will marry. She's already decided how many children they will have and what to name them. It would be an exercise in futility to try to talk her out of her emotional beliefs. All of us around her know she is misled by intensity. What she is feeling is very intense, but it's not intimate. Adolescence is a time of learning the difference between intensity and intimacy. Adolescents make promises of friendship for life and make extensive plans for their future based on this, only to see that friendships fade. Intimacy is something that is slowly built over time. We just went through that, right? Intimacy is something slowly built over time. Adolescents often have difficulty seeing beyond the moment. Practicing addicts are also living for the present moment, using emotional logic. Emotionally, addicts act like adolescents and are often described as adolescents in behavior and attitude. How many times have you seen an addict or an alcoholic throw fits, adult grown women and men throw fits emotionally, toddler-sized fits emotionally in their active addiction?
Yes, my friendships were really not friendships. I would watch the others hang out, shop, go out to eat, to movies, etc. And I was only with them when we were partying. It was lonely. The only thing you had in common was the partying. That's lonely. Do you have friends now? Curious. Have you built better relationships, Chrissy? Every day you stand the chance to start anew. The change starts now.
That's right. Ah, man, I actually heard that tonight in my group.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's way cool. You just said exactly what my counselor said 40 minutes ago. Oh, yeah, what are you going to do about it?
He was there?
Rick, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was
He's
great.
awesome. Oh, Sheree says hi, Millie. Sheree has bad knees, too.
And now, the way she tap dance, she does.
Watch her do a slut drop. She can't get back up.
She don't get back up.
She drops it to the floor. And
Mr. Teeter, Cassie did not send me a quote tonight, so you guys will have to yell at her for me.
I'll find a quote.
I'll text her right now and
Oh,
say,
yeah,
everybody's asking me about your quote of the night. And she'll be like, oh, I forgot to hit send. So we'll see if she sends it. See, it did it again.
What in the world?
I know what happened this time. I'm going to send it right now. Where is she on my list?
Cassilicious.
See, right there.
Oh, is that move? The iMac move of the swipe.
Move. I'm going to text her right now for you, Mr. Teeter. Just way down here.
I feel like I have a very intimate, intense relationship with these bugs. I didn't realize that I had such a phobia until they invaded my house.
I just texted her for you there, Mr. Teeter. All right, so.
Peter has a Cassie crush.
Emotionally, addicts act like adolescents and are often described as adolescents in behavior and attitude. After all, many issues addicts struggle with are the same issues they face that face adolescence. The difference is that addicts stay trapped in an adolescent stage as long as their illness is in progress. I need to do that. That's why.
What did you? I don't know how cool he did. He's doing fancy things with computers and stuff. Oh, where's Cassie? Merc's got another body. Coffee and donuts. Good evening.
Having experienced addiction in the past, those are all on point truths. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here, Jacqueline.
I'm going to go with Jacqueline.
Jacqueline Castro. Welcome. Give us your sobriety date and let us congratulate you. Let us get to know you a little bit. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for watching. Yeah, this is a good book, Addictive Personalities. The next book we're going through is It'll Never Happen to Me.
Ooh, that sounds good. Because it's implied it will happen.
Yeah. Huh. I'm trying to kill some time here because we don't have Cassie's quote of the day for 8:40. We're almost done with this book. We're almost on part 2. We're going to talk about objects and events that become addicting. And since we're here, I'm going to have Felice post the Discord, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to show you guys how it works.
Did I tell you guys about the circus fire? It was intense. What am I doing?
Post the Discord.
Okay. Hey up.
I ran against my avoidant personality disorder and all my other mental health issues. I'm constantly forcing myself out of the house. And even when I'm here alone, do things socially like this. That's good, Bob. You got it. That's good. That's self-mastery. You're making yourself do things that you know are good for you. Cave crickets.
What the heck are cave crickets?
Mosquitoes?
I don't know. I hate them all. I hate all bugs.
The child that became an
I feel like
addict
they're on
stays
me.
a child as an addict. Woo! That's deep. Yes, welcome to the family.
Okay, there's the Discord. Click on it. You're gonna do a tutorial?
I'm going to do a tutorial.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little screen
Join
share
right
here.
quick.
And I'll show you what I want to focus
It's
on.
intense.
I want to get to a screen that's not too, there we go. We'll go to this screen so we're not ruining no anonymities.
Panic at the Discord.
So this is Discord. When you enter the app, it's going to look like this. And then right here, let me see if it zooms in. Wow. On this left side is where you want to concentrate on. You have your text chat. That's where everybody just chit-chats and has fun and talks. If you have anything recovery related as an article or a video or anything like that, you throw it into this recovery content or a picture or anything that's recovery related, right? And if you wake up thankful for all kinds of stuff, write it in here. Gratitude. In here we do our pics and memes. That can be anything, just for fun or recovery. It doesn't matter. In here, if you are inspired by a song or a video, chuck it in there. Right here is the scheduled Zoom meeting. This is the room we are currently in. And we have Zooms on Saturday regularly and Sunday regularly. And I post those in here, as you can see, right there. And then right here is motivational quotes. People put in their wonderful motivational quotes. Right here is where all our YouTube videos will pop into when we go live. And then my favorite 2 rooms is the support room. If you need help with anything, you jump into this room right here and say, I need some support. And people will reach out and support you. And right here, hey, this or that, pray for me. Or hey, I'm praying for you. Prayer requests. And then where we all like to hang out is in this general voice chat. You click in here and people jump on in. And it's really fun. I can turn the camera on if you want it on or not and chit chat, blah, 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 blah.
Raina, you will not be live if you go to Discord.
Unless you want to be.
Unless
You can turn your video on or you can turn your video off and just listen. You can even mute yourself right here. See? I muted myself. And that's how you can do that. And then the music room is really cool too. You can come into here. It's kind of the same thing. But then you go up to the music request and you can actually, of course I'm going to play Tool. And it plays. And the song bot turns it on and you can jam out.
Hi, Erin. Hi, Bryson.
So that's Discord, and that's as much I'm going to let that song play before we get copyright violations.
And we're gone. Cherie wants to know if you'll post the Aussie Zoom tonight in the Discord.
Of course I will. Send me the link. Or actually, if you're in the Discord, post it in there yourself as well. I set it up so that whoever does Zoom meetings can post in there. This is a recovery support center. Wherever we can find and get our support, that's what it's for.
Oh, lucky. Teresa camps on Saturdays. That
Nice.
sounds wonderful.
That's okay.
Camping's just as good.
That's okay. I'm actually going to start one during the week now that I have time. And I'm going to gear it because our UK friends right now, it's almost 5 o'clock in the morning there. So I'm going to gear it towards an earlier in the day Zoom meeting so that they can jump into.
Thank you for noticing, Naomi. And if you were here yesterday, you would have heard about my cupcake incidents. But yes, the weight is coming off. And it's very hard. But getting there. One day at a time.
I was thinking about Fleece's diet sugar relapse, and it goes hand in hand with alcoholics or addicts. I could have been like, you know what, it's the 4th of July. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to drink a 6-pack of beer. You know, it's cheat day. I can do it. I've gotten this far. I've done all my program work, and then guess what happens? I drink that day as a cheat day or a reward day, whatever you want to call it. And the next day, my inhibitions have gone down a little bit. I'm like, yeah, just a couple more today is going to be fine. And then the next day, ooh, that's the kind I like. Nah, today's okay too. And it just strings on. Instead of just staying strong, who cares if it's a holiday? Who cares if it's a special occasion? Do you got willpower to make it through that? You know what I mean? And of course, we don't as alcoholics and addicts, so you don't put yourself in a high-risk situation as far as drugs and alcohol go.
2020, that's what it was.
It's Cupcake Gate.
I did. I reevaluated. Got me some more vegetables. Game on. Got to get that other down almost 20. I got to get another 20 pounds back to where I was. Who's this? Ed, always working on our eating habits and other habits.
True that.
Yep.
Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze.
Especially when the temptation's sitting on the table right there.
Yeah.
Super hard.
So I went and got a bottle of whiskey and put it in the freezer so that she could have some company.
Yep.
Just kidding.
It's my whiskey, his cupcakes.
Oh, man. Allergy attack.
Play with kids. I love playing.
So object and events that become addicting. What do different addictive objects and events, eating, gambling, chemicals, and sex, have in common? It's their ability to produce a positive and pleasurable mood change. We got to admit, we didn't drink and use drugs because it sucked. We liked it. We liked the mood change. We liked the feeling, the euphoria, the dizziness, the 10 feet tall and bulletproof, the courage, you know, all of that was a positive and pleasurable mood change for us, or we wouldn't have done it. This is the addictive potential of any object or event. So both washing dishes and gambling, they're both events, but for most people, washing dishes produces a much smaller pleasurable mood change, if any pleasure comes from that at all. Milk and alcohol are substances, but people do not become addicted to milk because it does not have the same mood-changing quality as alcohol. Thus, the ability to produce a pleasurable mood change is needed for an object or an event to have an addictive potential. So I guess anytime what we can learn from that is if we come across something that completely changes our mood to something very, very positive and in that kind of way, it has a potential to become an addictive thing in our life, especially us alcoholics and addicts.
Hey, Jerry.
Availability of an object or event helps determine whether people will choose that form of addiction. The more available addictive objects or events are, the greater the number of people who form addictive relationships with them. Gambling is becoming more widely available. Therefore, we are seeing a rise in the number of addicted gamblers. A person can switch an addictive relationship from an object to object and from event to event. Switching from object to object helps create the illusion that the problem has been taken care of, when in reality, one addictive relationship has replaced another. And this buys more time for the addict. An addict may stop using speed and pot and just take up drinking. Similarly, the recovering alcoholic who hasn't accepted his addictive relationship with alcohol may slowly develop an addictive relationship with food, putting on 50 or 60 pounds and remaining as emotionally isolated as he was when he was drinking.
Ashley said sometimes you don't have to put yourself in a high-risk situation. They tend to find me. Had someone stop by today. They just got out of jail. They had some heroin on them, but I told them I'm sober now. Had a girl. Did you give them the boot?
Did you give them the boot?
Close them doors.
Yes, good job, Ashley, right there. Boom, rock star.
Raina just quit answering the door.
Quit answering.
We came over the other day, and I just assumed you weren't home.
That's why you didn't answer.
I know it was hard, but I'm truly over my past, and I want recovery so bad. I want to be a better wife, mom, and citizen. I don't want what drugs took away from me.
Amen.
Had a girl, and you're
That's
on the
awesome.
right track.
You sound like you're doing great things. I got your email. No worries.
And you're reaching out, and we got a plan. Pretty excited.
Recovering addicts need to recognize that at times they will want to interact with the world through their addictions. When faced with stress, for example, addicts may want to reach for an object instead of reaching for people or their own spirituality to cope with the outside world. And I put next to that, don't let your phone weigh 1,000 pounds, reach out. Once an addictive relationship has developed, the active addict or recovering addict will always see the world in different perspectives. Like any other major illness, addiction is an experience that changes people in permanent ways. How many of you all been changed in permanent ways because of addiction? We will always have a different perspective on life. I know that I have a long-term perspective on life at the same time, which is a short-term, knowing that 32 years, if I happen to live to be 72, is just around the corner. And this is why it's so important that people in recovery attend 12-step and other self-help meetings on a regular basis. And that's why I say if you are stuck at home and isolated right now, learn to use technology. It's not that difficult. And if you mess up, oh well. You just click around. And there's always people to reach out to help. I'm always willing. I can go live and I could interact with you on a Zoom meeting one-on-one and walk you through any piece of technology that you need to learn if you so desire. And get involved. Download these apps, find these connections, and stay active with it. You know, especially right now, especially if you're isolated, you're stuck at home, learn the technology, get involved, and get to know people. You will be so surprised when you're talking to somebody on the other side of the world who's just like us because they're an alcoholic or an addict, and the connection you make with them and the inspiration you gain and then the inspiration you give. You know, newcomers are very important to recovery groups because it gives the old-timer someone to help. And by that, it's in turn helping each other because why? Everybody throw out that motto. We recover better together. And on that, I'm going to plug this. If you guys send a little video clip of yourself saying, we recover better together, or in Aubrey's voice, we recover better together. I'm putting a little montage, creating a little commercial out of that. And we're going to end it with Nathan's idea, everybody on a Zoom meeting, and we're all going to say it at once. You know, a whole bunch of squares of people saying we recover better together. And I'm going to make a little video. We're going to throw that out there to help people. So send that to recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. I have quite a few already, and it's pretty fun just to sit here and flip through them. And we were doing that earlier today.
I love them. Raina, do you have a peephole?
So we have a different perspective. Recovering addicts or addicts need 12-step or other self-help meetings on a regular basis. The addictive logic remains deep inside them, and it looks for an opportunity to reassert itself in the same or different form. That is inside you. And when you let recovery just out the window, that, like I've heard it said before, your addiction, your addict is out back doing push-ups while you're sleeping. It's ready to pounce. So if you're not working a program, staying stronger than it, staying spiritually fit, it's ready to attack. And sometimes it'll win if you're not working your program.
Can she just do her voice?
I'll put it to a Muppet head.
Somebody out there speeding. Hear the kid yelling at him.
So it's deep inside us, right? It's looking for an opportunity to reassert itself in the same or a different form. Recovering addicts must continue to go to meetings, work the program, because they continue to be addicts. Recovery is the continued acceptance of addiction. Listen to this. Recovery is the continued acceptance of addiction and the continuous monitoring of the addictive personality in whatever form it may take. Recovery is the continued acceptance of addiction and the continuous monitoring of the addictive personality in whatever form it takes. You may not just jump to drugs or alcohol again, but it may take on a different form. Continual monitoring. Continuous monitoring. That's what daily inventory, that's what step 10 is all about. Daily inventory. Where am I at? Checkpoints in my life. Am I in my character defects or my character assets? Where, and then you do those. What am I involved with? What are my relationships with events or things? Am I being addictive towards this? Am I happy? Am I serene? Am I depressed? And it's a whole gambit of things. And this is something you learn over time, over years and years of recovery. Addiction must be viewed as a continuum because it is a progressive in nature. It's progressive. Some people teeter on a thin line between abuse and addiction for a long time. Addiction is different from periodic or even frequent abuse. This difference, now he's going to explain what we're going to go through on these next pages. He says the difference will become much more clear in the following pages that describe addictive personality. The different changes that occur to addicts, their world, and the people who surround them as addiction develops.
Do you have Naomi's video, right?
Yes.
There were speeding cars and the kids were yelling top of their lungs for them to slow down.
Kids yelling at the cars to slow down.
That's the neighbor.
There's Luke.
Hi, Brittany.
Now he's yelling at the car kids.
To get on the road.
I wish I had a quick cam. That's what I need to do, is set this live up so I can just switch cameras, and I could run around and show you things that are happening.
That'd be cool, like front of the yard and stuff.
Yeah, that would be way cool.
Oh, Cassie.
Oh, hey everybody, Cassie's in the chat now. If you guys want to yell at her.
Turn it up, Kyle. Turn it
So what video do you need? We recover better together. I can barely hear you all tonight. Are you turned down? How's that? Is that a little better?
Everybody else just went,
Yeah.
They forgive you, Cassie. It's okay. I like to identify myself how I want everyone to see me as. Yeah.
You were missed. Oh my goodness. Sheree says we could use it for tomorrow. I like it.
John says that means you owe us 2 for tomorrow. Ducky,
Ooh.
Cassie.
I like that, John. 2 for tomorrow. We can do one at 8:20 and then one at 8:40.
She said, I sent it.
A little late for that.
That's funny.
I went to quit smoking and picked up vaping. Now I do both. Well, I switched from smoking to vaping, 100%. I soon will be on oxygen. I was on a 5-day mandatory vacation last week, and now smoking double. Dang. Isn't that crazy how that works?
What was a mandatory vacation?
Maybe COVID or something.
She wants to know if you can just do it now.
Nope.
The rough cut.
Mm-mm. Can I? Yeah. Will I? No.
Ashley said, "Do it now."
Do it now?
Do it now.
Let's vote. Let's vote, everybody. Do we screen share and I pull Cassie's video? Because I can't upload it unless I go through my processor and make it formatted to fit this. But I could do a little screen share.
Sherry said she got 3 on forgiveness today. I think you might be right, Peter. Do we need to do inventory?
Well, hold on there, Cassie. We're taking a vote if I play the rough cut now. No music, no bling.
Look at all these addicts. We want it now.
Y'all guys, bunch of addicts. Now, give me now. What did we just talk about?
Raina says now. Kyle says now. Ashley says yes.
All right. You're lucky they love you, Cassie. Well, they can't even pull it over here now.
I don't know. We're having small technical difficulties tonight. Tiny, tiny baby ones. Oh, you guys excited?
Hello, my recovering addict.
Oh, you know what? We're not going to be able to do it with sound.
No.
It's not going to work unless I crank it up. Oh, my goodness.
We need it, LT.
Do it now.
Jerry needs it.
All right, let me see if I can. I don't know if I'm going to make it work with audio when I do the screen share.
It don't work on the text messages?
Only Chrome tab. See? Doesn't give me the audio option. Oh, it ain't going to freaking work. Well, hopefully we can get the speakers to pick it up.
What if you share your entire screen?
That doesn't look like that. All right, hold on. This may not work.
Just put your microphone right next to it. Do you want me to put mine next to it?
Yeah.
Hold, please.
I guess I could have used headphones, huh?
Does it turn?
Hello, my recovering addicts family. I'm here as always with your motivational quote on recovering addicts. In the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity. Albert Einstein.
Ting!
And as always, you guys know what to do.
Ooh la
Let's
la!
come together and continue to spread that love.
Do do
Bum,
do.
bum, bum. Bodies by Cassie. How's that?
Well, I hope that
Well, we
worked.
put Naomi to sleep. Trying to figure that out. Learn technology, LT.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear it?
Oh,
It was a
that's
good
funny.
one. We heard it. LT broke my eardrums. Ding. Great quote. Great quote. I love it.
Spreading that love.
Oh yeah. Do.
I think we're gonna go with
Bob likes the unedited version.
yeah.
You liked it, Cassie? It was wonderful. Turned out good. You are the LT Felice. That's right, we are.
Sweet. Here comes Aubrey just out of the nowhere. Hey guys, guess what? All right, so we're going to actually go to daily reflection today. It's called And Letting Go of It. Primarily fear that we would lose something we already possessed or would fail to get something we demanded, living upon a basis of unsatisfied demands. We were in a state of continual disturbance and frustration. Therefore, no peace was to be had unless we could find a means of reducing these demands. The difference between a demand and a simple request is plain to anyone. That's the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 76. Peace is possible for me only when I let go of expectations. When I am trapped in thoughts about what I want and what should be coming to me, I'm in a state of fear or anxious anticipation, and this is not conducive to emotional sobriety. I must surrender over and over to the reality of my dependence on God, for then I find peace, gratitude, and spiritual security. Good stuff.
Aubrey's out of coffee. He wants to know where Link is. Well, he's getting yelled at by the neighbor for being in the road.
All right, ready?
Yep.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And thank you, Lord. Please be with people that are suffering, who have relapsed, and need love and support today. And may they find a group that is fitting just for them. And in the meantime, let them come to our Discord and meet the best community on the internet. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, you guys, we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We'll be starting part 2 of Addictive Personality. Definitely jump into our private Facebook group. Felice will post that one more time.
Yep,
and the Discord, and get to know people, man. There are some cool people around the world. It's insane. I love it. So until tomorrow, y'all, remember what to do. Never put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.